Hey YouTube, this is Gabe coming back at you with another video here at Trugging Live. Today we're going to show you guys how to vacuum and recharge a system. My system had leaked the Freon on my APU, so stay tuned.
Like, share, and subscribe.
All right, YouTube. So the first thing that we got to do is that we got to go ahead and connect our gauges. But here's your gauges, right? So you want to have this yellow one closed, that one closed. You want to have this one closed, and this one closed. This is when you connect it. This is when you connect it over here, because if you guys have these open, these, and this one unplugged, Freon's gonna come out of there. When you're gonna vacuum it though, you wanna have the blue one and also the red one open and the yellow one open, so that it vacuums out the high and the low. So I just wanted to make sure that these were closed, even though there's nothing in the system right now, because it leaked it all out. I'm glad it was just the little Schrader valves, you know, because those are relatively pretty easy to replace. Otherwise I was gonna have to like solder, and that wasn't gonna be fun. Now I know this system's a little bit different because it's for an APU, but pretty much the process that I'm showing you guys on how to recharge your system, guys, that's on a system that has the R134A Freon. I mean, pretty much almost all of them are a little bit, they're very, very similar. The only thing that changes with refrigerant type is pretty much your pressures. But we're actually gonna do it a better way. We're gonna recharge it by weight, and I'll show you guys that right now. So let me go ahead and hook that stuff up, and I'll show you guys. All right, guys, so here's the setup. There we got our gauges. They're at 0 and 0. So to vacuum out your system, you have to have your vacuum pump. You connect your yellow line right here to your vacuum pump. You open up your yellow port so it is able to vacuum it out. This one's open, this one's open, and those two over there are open. So now all we basically do, and you'll start seeing that needle start to drop down to vacuum. All we do is turn it on, and you'll start seeing it going into vacuum. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna leave this on for about 30 minutes or so that we're able to get it to start going down. Both of the gauges will start moving. You guys can see that one's starting to go to negative. It'll say negative inches in HG. That means it's in vacuum. And what we want to do is that we want to go ahead and vacuum them out about 40 minutes. Then once it's done, we turn this off and we close this valve off, and we leave these two open. And then what we're gonna do is that we're just gonna monitor the needle to make sure it doesn't move on. It doesn't move up again, because if it moves up, then that dictates that it has a leak in the system. So I'm telling you, that inverter right there, I love it, man. I don't even have to run an extension in here or nothing. Right now it's being powered by that nice, big, beautiful inverter. I love it. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with the details of waiting for 30 minutes or whatever, guys. Once it finishes vacuuming, I'll go ahead and bring you guys back, and then we'll go ahead and watch those needles together for a little bit. All right, guys, so it's been about an hour that it's been sitting. And as you guys can see there, that needle is still where it was, and that needle is still where it was. So that means that we're ready to charge. Let me go ahead and get set up, and then I'll show you guys how we do it by weight. My particular unit, it uses R134A. It'll tell you right there at 2 pounds and 2 ounces of PVE Spec H oil. And I'll show you guys how to inject that oil in there and the 2 pounds. I find the best way to do this AC work, guys, you know, because pressures change with temperature. So You know, if it's like right now, it's not super hot outside. It's probably like in the, maybe like 75 or so, 70s. I might be wrong, but it's not like super crazy ass hot like 100. So your pressures will change. You can go on online and just get you an R134A pressure chart or whatever Freon it is you guys use. But I find that the best way to do it is just to do it by weight. So we're going to put exactly 2 pounds, 2 ounces. And I'll show you guys in a minute once it's done, how do we do that. All right, guys, so here's my setup. So we got the gauges connected over there. We're showing good pressure. It hasn't dropped. Valve closed, double check. Yep, close. So now what we're going to do, this is how you do it by weight. So here, on this thing right here, it's exactly 2 ounces. So I already filled it up with oil. This particular compressor uses a different type of oil. It doesn't use like the PAG oil like the cars use. It uses this one, PVE oil, which is basically what the manufacturer calls for. Let me just put this over here. All right. So basically what we want to do now by doing it by weight is I'm going to go ahead and turn our unit on. Turn the lamp on for you guys. So right now it's showing that we have 12 pounds. So what we do here is we're going to go ahead and zero this out. So we're going to do 2 pounds right there because right here we already have 2 ounces. It's already taken account to it because I zeroed it out. So we're going to open our tank. Bam. We're going to open up our valve down here. That's to be able to release the oil. There we go. And what we want to do is that we want to go ahead and purge it up here to get the air out of the line. That's what it has, this little thingy-majig here. So we're just going to push it a little bit. Try to see if I can show you guys. Hold on 1 second, guys. It's hard to do it with one hand here. Just is like a little tire pressure thingy. Want to just get a little bit of oil because that's what's going to come first. See, now we got a little bit of oil, so that line is purged now. So now we want to go ahead and open up our tank. That's the yellow line right here. So since we've been moving it, kind of got to let it get still a little bit, and we're going to re-zero it out. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn the unit on over here. But I'm not going to turn the compressor on just yet, just the fan, so that it's ready to go. Let's turn the fan on. Bam. Okay. Now because we're in vacuum, it's automatically going to suck most of it in there. So let's go ahead and zero this thing out again. Open, open, open. And now all we're gonna do is just open up our blue line, and you can see it's starting to suck it in there. Eventually it's gonna equalize with the tank pressure, but you could see right there it's gonna say -2 because I zeroed it out. But we wanna let some of it get in there, and then we'll go ahead and fire up the compressor so that the compressor can start creating suction. So we'll just watch that for a little bit. Whenever you're charging, guys, when the cylinder is up like that, it's charging in vapor. When you flip it over, it charges liquid. As we know, liquid is not compressible. Our compressor is gonna compress our low pressure side. So that's why you want to charge it like this. Like on a home AC though, like with 410A, that one you actually charge it liquid, so you turn the tank over. So right now we're just kind of letting it suck a little bit, kind of staying there, because it's going to equalize with the tank pressure, so it's not going to be able to pull. Here's our gauges. It's slowly going in there through vacuum. When you charge up, guys, all you need to do is just this blue one. This red one, you don't touch it. Just leave it closed. You know, I know that right now, many of you guys may say, well, you know, we're going to start going into winter time or whatever, you know, which is true, you know, but we are truck drivers and we run everywhere. Like I particularly run in South Carolina most of the time, and it's hot, you know, it's humidity's high and it's super hot over there. So like I want to have the AC, you know, if it's cold, well then cool, we don't turn it on. But if it's hot, you know, we have that AC system running. You know, I hate not having that bad boy work because like it's super important to me. It's your comfort, you know, you get a good night's rest and it's going to keep you a little bit safer on the road. So that's the reason why I'm fixing this thing up today, because I don't want to go through heat. So right now what we're doing, guys, is we're just waiting on that compressor to kick on. Once it kicks on, you're going to start seeing it's going to start sucking on that bad boy like if there's no tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like that Freon is going to start going in there or whatever. It's not going to be cold immediately because we got to get it up to charge. But I like doing it this way because by weight, you can't go wrong. You know what I mean? Like the pressures are not going to be, you're not going to have to be looking at a pressure chart or anything. It's like if it uses 2 pounds, you charge it up exactly with 2 pounds and you're good to go. Because with the gauges, you can also do it that way too based on pressures and temperature, but it's a little bit more difficult. Now, obviously, this only works if the system is empty. My system was empty because it leaked out all the Freon. So that's why I went ahead and just vacuumed and recharged it. You know, but I would probably do it by pressure and temperature if it just needed to be topped off or whatever, you know. That's actually what I had done on, I think, one of the short videos that I showed you guys. But it just leaked it out because one of those Schrader valves was not seating correctly. So let me go ahead and let this thing kick on and I'll bring you guys back. So right now what we're waiting on, guys, this is this little schematic that I got from the manufacturer. It just gives you a wiring harness and everything. So right now what we're waiting is, we're waiting for that pressure to get up a little bit. It's slowly going in there. It's at 0.130 of a pound. It's got to create enough pressure for those 2 prongs to close, and then it'll kick on the compressor and then it'll start sucking that bad boy in. So we're still waiting for that compressor to kick on, but here's the schematic just in case anybody needs it. This is for the Genesis Gen 2 with the cat engine, the inside HVAC unit. There it is. You guys can pause it or whatever if you guys need the diagram for how everything is wired up. You guys can see that the compressor is now starting to suck the Freon in there. So we're gonna wait until that hits 2 pounds. And once it hits 2 pounds, we'll go ahead and do a measurement on the, let's do a measurement on the vent. Let's see where we're at right now. So right now we're at 84 degrees. And as it starts going in there, we should start getting lower temps. We're almost there. All right, guys, so it's starting to get there. My battery's running low on my phone, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this bad boy up, but we'll leave that to get to 2 pounds. Let's do a temperature check. We're already blowing at 54. You know, it's missing about 1/2 pound. So in a nutshell, guys, that's the way you guys do your AC system. And, you know, in my particular case, it's the APU AC system, but it's the same exact, you know, just different components on the way the compressor works and everything. But it's a R134A system. So if you have your truck, I mean, you can pretty much vacuum and recharge it like that. And like I said, with weight, you know, there's really no like way to really do it wrong. You know, I mean, you could always do it wrong, but it's a lot easier because, you know, it uses 2 pounds and 2 ounces of oil. We had 2 ounces of oil, and we'll leave that to 2 pounds, and then we'll be good to go. You know what I mean? It's already starting to feel a lot fresher in here. It's started to get pretty hot in here already. But anyhow, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed the content. Consider subscribing if you guys like it. Give me a like on the video, share the video, comment on the video, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.